I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
It's better to give than receive, but get two and you can do both. Hi, it's Anita Joyce here with Kelly Wilkness, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. Today's episode is Decor Lovers Gift Guide. This is really one of my favorite episodes of the year to find these wonderful gifts. I do think about getting them for myself. But I also think about, wouldn't this be so fun to give somebody these gifts?
Yeah, it is really nice to find something that you know will be perfect for someone. And it's not easy. So hours of research and going deep into the web. And Anita and I found these fabulous things to share with you today, because we know, and I think you know too, that as discerning decor lovers, we're a tough crew to buy for. On the surface, the possibilities seem pretty endless. Yeah, hey, a candle, a throw. But on deeper consideration, if you love decor, you know exactly what you want, down to the color, the material, the size, the patina. All the details have to line up for you. So it's super hard for somebody just to buy something for you that's going to be perfect. So we have done some good looking around, and I think that we've come up with some really wonderful things that are going to fit the bill for not only the people on your list, but maybe the person who's writing the list. So that would be you. So what do we get for the decor lovers in our lives for this holiday season? Well, I kind of thought about it in keeping with what I just said, that it's a little hard, in three categories. So education, now that might sound a little dry, but it's not. Experience, and then extra good. So an item that's really useful or even sort of can be considered a basic or a classic, but taken up a notch, like done in a material that you wouldn't expect, or in a color you wouldn't expect, or in a really luxurious material like a cashmere or something or other. So I think if you break it down to those three categories, you can really find something that is going to please even the most discerning decor lover.
Can I start?
Please, yeah, let's get going.
I really think this is the perfect gift for just about anyone. It is a custom set of monogrammed linen napkins. I found some that are monogrammed, and they're two different colors on the monograms, and these are really beautiful. And who doesn't like a monogram? I think it's such a lovely, thoughtful gift. For $49 for a set of 4, I thought that was a fantastic price.
That's a great price. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're monogrammed. Wow. And it's so thoughtful and personal. And that's something you'd probably want to get on sooner than later, because obviously it's going to be custom if it's monogrammed.
I really like this particular design that I found. But the thing is, go look at them. I found these Etsy. And Etsy's a great place to buy from small businesses. And so, you know what, if you go on there and you like the idea of monogram napkins, but you don't like the ones I found, keep looking. There's a ton on there, and every monogram's different. But I think it's a thoughtful gift and something that probably just about anyone would like. And if they're, have different style, they're romantic, you can get a romantic font. If they're more classic, you can go with a more classic font. I mean, they're all over the spectrum. Whatever you're looking for, they're going to have something there that's going to work.
Yeah, and we learned a little tip when we had bespoke decor, because we did a lot of monogrammed items. And you should look at the individual letters in the font that you like, because sometimes your letter doesn't look good in that font, mm-hmm. or it looks weird in that font. So if the people that you're buying from maybe have a photo of the whole alphabet in the font that you like, make sure that you really like the letters that you're choosing
absolutely.
in the font. Remember that, Anita? Sometimes some of the letters were just like kind of weird in a certain font.
Right. And this is a double monogram. You can get double monograms, you can get single monograms, or triple monograms. So it really is just kind of whichever one you want. They're all out there.
Okay, so I'm going to kick it off for my list in my educate category. So obviously books are going to come into play there. So I'm going to talk about some books too. But I have to give a little promo for the DTT consults, talk about education.
Well, of course, yeah.
Tell everybody to listen to the podcast that you know. That's a free gift. But then feel free to contact us if you would like to gift someone a design consult with Anita and I. We are opening up dates in January for 2022. So we would love to not only talk to people that you love and that are on your list, but you too. The information for that is in the show notes. You can click right through. So some books. A book that I have that I really love is Made for Living by Amber Lewis. It's a beautiful book. It's a wonderfully written book. It has beautiful, beautiful homes, but they're not all wildly different. They're kind of in her very casual, laid back, earthy kind of vibe. Really, 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 really beautiful photos and a nice, big, thick book. So this would be a gorgeous book to bring to someone's house as a hostess gift or a gift to anyone that you know that loves decor. And it has a nice colored spine. It's kind of neutral, kind of taupey, kind of greige. And so it kind of would go with anything if they were stacking with other books. Another book that I have not purchased yet, but I have my eye on it, is The Well-Loved House by Ashley Whitaker. That looks beautiful. And it's kind of more traditional, definitely more colorful. And there's a variety of homes, almost like the collected looks, which a lot of us really like. So I would check that one out. That's a brand newish one. It just came out in 2021. And then an older book that I love and I have picked up over and over again. I think I even bought it used. It's Bee Cottage by Frances Schultz. Now, she wrote for House Beautiful years ago, and she had an ongoing column about renovating Bee Cottage, this little house. And she had sort of an upheaval in her life, and she ended up buying this small house, and it really wasn't in the plan, but one thing led to the other. And it's sort of this love story between herself and her cottage. It's really well written and a darling book. And I think anybody who loves decor and loves their house would relish reading Bee Cottage by Frances Schultz. So the links to those books will be in the show note. And as I mentioned, of course, the link to getting a consult with Anita and I are in the show notes always.
So my next item is a woven plaid wool blanket. And this one has very bright colors. I found this one at Anthropologie for less than $90. And the thing I really like about it are the bright, bright colors. You know, they're known for a lot of colorful designs. So this is orange and pink and green and blue. And it's all woven. It's beautiful. It is, I'm looking to see, it's 70 by 50 inches. So it's really a beautiful piece. If you wanted to add some color to a room, I think this would just be perfect. It'd be fun. And it's got a little bit of a flounce along the edge.
Oh, that sounds so pretty. I'm going to include an image of what you're talking about in Vodacast. Magazine subscriptions. You can never go wrong with that. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. I just did something with flowers. I get that. And it comes just about like 6 times a year. It's beautiful. Sure, it's all about flowers and florals, but they have a lot of decor and homes in there, every single issue. So if you don't know about flower, you haven't tried it yet, that's a great one. And they had an offer where you could get the subscription for yourself and then get it for a friend. And it was same price as one subscription. So kind of a 2-for-1er. Definitely recommend that. So I did that for my mom. I hope she didn't listen to this episode. And it's just like a little extra gift and something that'll start coming and she'll just love it throughout the year. Veranda, obviously, House Beautiful, Milieu, and Flower. Those are the magazines that I get at home, and I just love when they come to the door and I plan my hour or so that I'm going to sit down and enjoy them. So you're giving someone not only the gift of beautiful decors and inspiration and ideas, but hopefully you're giving them the gift of a little bit of time to sit down, relax, and enjoy.
What a great idea. And, you know, I gave myself the gift of Milieu magazine last summer, and I get so excited when that comes in the mail.
Me too.
It's just, I know it's a special day and I get to sit down, have my cup of tea and just leaf through it. So what a wonderful gift. And if you give the gift of a magazine to somebody, every time that magazine comes, they're going to be thanking you and thinking of you while they enjoy it. My next item is a Suzanne Kasler French bisque lamp slips. Boy, that's hard to say. These are actually the bases of lamps, but without the holes drilled for the actual lamp. So they found some antique lamp molds that were used to cast French lamp bases. And so they cast the lamp bases, but never drilled the holes for the actual lamp. So it's a very unique item. I really loved these pieces. There's 4 different sizes. They come in 2 shades of blue or a cream bisque. And you know how we were talking about what do you put on your dining room table? I think a set of these would be so beautiful, or maybe just one if it's a small table, or you could just use one of these with a couple of other things mixed in with it, maybe a vase with some greenery in it, maybe one small little thing. This would be so beautiful. The one I'm suggesting here is the smallest one at 13.5 inches. So I think this would be a really nice gift and less than $60.
So it's just like, for lack of a better word, like a statue?
It's just solid, right? I mean, it's
solid.
kind of like an urn. Think of like an urn, but they're solid. You can't put anything in them.
Yeah.
So the good news is you don't. It's not a vase where you're always thinking, what do I need to put in this thing? So they just kind of have an artsy look to it.
That's cool.
They come in kind of a white bisque or a kind of a creamy bisque, and then also a light blue and a darker blue.
Nice. Okay, in my experience category, this is something I've done with a friend, and we did it for many, many years, but it was for garden tours. So I'm suggesting for the decor lover, get tickets for a showcase house. All the showcase houses are coming back. You don't have to be handing the person an actual tangible gift that they can enjoy in the moment. You could give them, even if you don't have the tickets, maybe you print something out, or you could make your own little certificate or something like that. So get someone that's special to you that you'd want to spend the whole day with. And here you go. This is a 2-for-1 too, because you can't send them alone. You have to go with them. So get 2 tickets or more for the showcase show house near you and throw in lunch. And what a great day. And that was something that your mom, your sister, your friend, your neighbor, whoever you'd like to spend a little time with and treat this way, will be looking forward to it. A lot of them happen after the holidays, sort of in the spring. They seem to have a lot of these. I looked it up and I was hoping there was sort of a national directory of showcase houses. There isn't that I could find, but I found so many different ones. There's apparently a really hot one going on in Indiana coming up. And then there's the one I know of in Pasadena. They have the Kips Bay Showcase in New York. They have them all over. I'm sure they're all over the South. So check it out. Put in your zip code or the towns around you if you don't know of one, and just do a little Googling and you'll come up with something for sure.
I know in Houston we have the Azalea Trail when the azaleas bloom in the spring, and it's a beautiful garden tour. And then with many of the homes, you actually get to go inside as well. And then in my neighborhood, in the Heights, they usually have a Heights house tour a couple of times a year. I don't think they've had it since the pandemic started, but I'm wondering if they're going to start that back up again. But usually that's a house that's at least 100 years old. So those are always fun. So I think that's a great idea. So my next item is a pom-pom bolster pillow. I love bolster pillows. I love pom-poms.
Yes. Yes,
and
yes,
this
to
one
pom-poms.
is the size that I like. It's 40 inches by 14. So it's not, the longer ones I think are just so much more unique and look so gorgeous on a bed. And if you've got a queen size or a king size bed, those little maybe 12-inch or 18-inch bolsters are going to look skimpy. You need something long like one of these 40-inch bolsters. But this is not a cylindrical bolster like we normally see. This one's got a front and a back like a typical pillow, but it's got nice big pom-poms all the way around.
Oh, darling. So like a big, long lumbar, kind of.
Yes, like a big lumbar. And it's in cream. And less than $55 for that one.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think you know this. So if it's 40 inches, that would be a good size for a king or a queen, right? Too big for a twin.
Well, I think a twin is 39 inches wide, so you could probably get away with it. On a twin, I mean, depending on the style and the look, you might be able to do that.
All right. Well, that one sounds good. I would check that out too. I got the lamp things to look at and this. Okay, so let's get into some tangible items on my list, right? So we did educate, experience. Now some tangible stuff is really fun. And as I said, the way I'm thinking about it is that you want to take it up a notch. You want to take something that would be very welcomed, like a useful item, a classic item, something like that, and just have it be either of higher quality or something a little different. Like, I love taper candles. If anybody has read my blog, listened to us here, or watched my YouTubes, you know I use candles every day on the table, and it's just part and parcel of our meal all the time. They're the creamy white ones from Trader Joe's, which I don't know why they think is a seasonal item. I'm starting to panic because I'm running low. I have to get a case. But I every time I go, I'm like, are they here yet? And they're not here yet. But how about this? A box of 12 gold dripless tapers. Gold, like pretty, not gold like an opaque gold, like gold, like metallic gold for the holidays. So that's typifying what I'm talking about. So it's something that is a basic, certainly in my house, a staple. Probably most people are going to have taper candles, even if they're not using them every single day, but they just take it up for the holidays. So a box of 12, and they're really inexpensive. I would take them out of the box and maybe tie them up with a beautiful ribbon or something like that. And I would pair them with these darling matchboxes that I found. This is a really sweet little online shop, and also I think a brick and mortar in, I believe it's Colorado. It's called Elizabeth's Embellishments. And she's just got, I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but it's nothing anyone needs, right? Just like, no one needs beautiful matches. Yeah, I think she did that on purpose. So she just has a lot of really pretty things, great price point. It runs the gamut. She's got some bedding, she's got these matches, she's got all these other little things. But I found one, some of them are out of stock already in the holiday ones. So if you're interested, head over. The link will be in the show notes. But I found this hummingbird nest box of matches. So 60 matches, each match is 4 inches long for $3.95.
Wow.
Tie the candles up together and some ribbon and tuck in your matches. Light my fire, baby. That is a nice gift.
Well, I love that idea. And you were saying it's not something that anybody has to have, not super practical, but I don't know that any of our items on this list are something somebody has to have. These are all the things that make decorating fun.
Right.
And, you know, we've talked about how incredibly ugly the tissue boxes are. And, you know, you just feel like, wouldn't it cost the same amount in ink to print something attractive versus something they do? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
just leave
make
it white,
solid,
please. Yeah,
even.
just put your label on the back and just leave it white. If you can't do anything nice, then don't do anything at all. You know what I mean?
That is a very famous saying.
Oh,
yes.
My goodness. They're so bad. They are so bad. And every time I go out, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me every time I look at the tissue boxes.
Yeah.
Well, I have to buy tissues,
stay out of that aisle. Yeah.
But I found, so speaking of something you don't have to have, but it's purely decorative, Maria Holt Designs. I found her on Etsy.
Ooh, we did go deep. Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. She makes gorgeous tissue box covers. And they're decoupaged, gold trim tissue box covers.
You.
She does the small size or the family size. And she has like a 9-stage process where she applies the papers, and she has all this polyurethane coating on top of that. And I thought they were quite reasonable for the price. And I found one that's got some flowers on it and some beautiful peacocks. I mean, it looks like high-end wallpaper. That's what these look like. Yeah, so, and again, if you don't like the one I picked out, I'm going to include a link to her whole shop. Because, you know what? I bet there's something there that's going to appeal to you.
Fantastic. Hey, we'll be right back with the rest of the show, but keep listening so we can continue bringing you DTT. BritBox just keeps getting better. The new Archie is amazing. And it's not the comics. It's about Cary Grant. Archie is the brand new limited series starring Jason Isaacs as Archie Leach, the man who became Cary Grant. From the award-winning screenwriter of Philomena, Archie tells Grant's born in Britain, made in Hollywood story, the dramatic grit to glamour transformation that led him to become one of the most famous people in the world. You are going to absolutely love the acting, but also the styling, the outfits, the scenery. It's the first time his story has been told in collaboration with his daughter Jennifer Grant and ex-wife Diane Cannon. The performances from Jason Isaacs and the rest of the cast are amazing, and it's only available on BritBox. So sign up for BritBox today to stream Archie and other fan favorites from any device. And we have a special limited time offer for our U.S. and Canadian listeners. Get 50% off, yes, that's 50% off your first month when you sign up for a monthly plan. But only if you go to BritBox.com and use our promotion code DTT at checkout. You're going to love Archie. So head over right now and get 50% off your first month of BritBox. Use the promotion code DTT at BritBox.com. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Jay's Studio. I was looking for cash pots.
Oh, yes.
Something you could put an orchid in, or maybe a little mini Christmas tree. Here you go. What a nice gift. You get something live, and then you get this great thing, this great pot that you can reuse for various things. A lot of people don't even use cash pots for plants, going forward. Some people even keep their silverware in them on the table, depending on the size, or you can use it just sort of like, kind of like a mobile junk drawer. You could just put a lot of little things in there. You could put napkins in there. There's a lot of different uses. You could use it in your office for various things, for holding things. Okay, so then I'm down in the web and I'm stumbling around looking for the perfect cash pot. And I see Jay's Studio, Jayes. Link will be in the show notes, of course. Never heard of this. It's like a little husband and wife team. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous site. They have the most interesting things and really niche. Like they are all about the cash pot trays, and then they have some napkin rings, and then oddly some pajamas, but it all seems to work. Their medium is Toll.
Toll is the painted metal.
TOLE.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's the painted metal. Like you would have a Toll tray. I have some of those vintage ones. The cash pots are stunning. Some of them are in animal print. Some of them are in bright pinks, and some of them are in black with a little gold lion's head with a ring in it. Oh my gosh. I was like in a candy store. It was amazing. You're going to go crazy for the cash pots. And then one of those with an orchid in it to just die for. I would love that. I hope everybody shows up at my door with those. Then they have these enamel trays that you're going to love. And the last thing I saw were these darling ginger jar shaped napkins.
Oh, wow.
They are so cute. I can't even describe them to you, how cute they are. So you guys have to go look. So I think I linked the cash pot. It's in my cart right now. I have to complain.
Maybe I can find a blue one that you haven't grabbed yet.
Oh yeah. I left all the blue ones behind,
Okay,
but
I
it's
thought
just
you might.
it's just in my cart. I didn't do anything about it yet because I figured I really want to go back and calmly go through the site. I got so excited. It's so fun to find these smaller websites, like Elizabeth's Embellishments, like Etsy shops, like Jay's Studio, and check them out and discover a whole new craft sometimes, certainly with the tissue boxes. And that's it. It's a tissue box, but it's taking it up a notch, right? What a great gift for the home decor lover.
Right. I mean, it's kind of practical in that it goes on something that's very practical. And my next item is something practical, but very fanciful, very whimsical, very fun. Because we all need something to hang our robe on or hang the dog leashes on or something. And I found the most charming brass robe hooks. And, I call it a robe hook, but really, like I said, you can use it for about anything. But I found some that I just found all kinds of things. Some were dogs, some were bunnies. The one I particularly fell in love with is a bunny one. So it's brass and it's about 6 inches high. And this is, $28.50 on Etsy. So again, probably a small company. Anyone would love having one of these. If you have to put a hook up to hang something on, why not make it something fun and charming?
Yeah. Back to Elizabeth's Embellishments again. If you have somebody who's a decor lover / cook, like my friend Anita, right? She loves to bake. And you would love these, Anita. So I had to include these for you. Fleur-de-lis measuring spoons, a little set. They come, sort of tied together. I can't tell what kind of it's tied with, but just a darling little ribbon or something like that. $20.95, and you get the whole little set. They're so charming.
Are the fleur-de-lis on the handles? I'm having a hard time picturing them.
It's on the handle, and then it kind of slides down into actually the, edging the spoon part too.
Oh, well, I'm going there as soon as we finish recording.
So, yeah, definitely check out her site. It's very cute.
My next item is also for the kitchen, but very fun and cheery. And these are a set of knives from Anthropologie, and the blades are floral. And I've seen something like this a couple of years ago, and now I'm seeing them again, but they're so fun. One's kind of blue, a dark blue, a light blue, one's a green, but lots of flowers on them. And they had great reviews because sometimes something's really fun and charming, but it just doesn't work very well. But these actually had great reviews.
Okay, here's another thing that's monogrammed. And I thought it would be a really nice gift. Now, if you give this to someone, I hope they don't feel like they need to rip it open and go run into their powder room and put it there right away, because they can always use it next year, right? So it's not kind of like that thing like if you come with flowers not in water and then your hostess is running all around trying to find a place to put it. Or if you're giving it to someone and it's not a hostess gift, it's just a regular gift to someone, I think it's lovely. You could pair it with something else, or it'd be really nice on its own too. Monogrammed guest paper towels. So those are the bigger, they're not the napkins that you would use for a meal, but the ones that you would have in your bathroom so people don't use your towels or your show towels, or everybody's not using the same towel. So kind of, especially now, COVID-y, everybody probably wants to have their own towel. So Zazzle, which is a company that's been around for a long time.
Zazzle, I mentioned them before. I bought some custom-made binders for my cookbook, my personal cookbook.
I remembered when I read the word, I was like, Zazzle, why do I know this? Okay, that's probably what it was from.
Yes, it was a great company to work with. So, that's wonderful.
Like you were saying about the monograms and the tissue boxes and something, I put the link to the one that I picked out, but they have so many different choices, and I think the turnaround is super fast. I picked one that kind of had fir trees and a very small sort of discreet monogram, but you could do all sorts of things, and you don't even have to do a holiday one, but $38.80 for a set of 50. So that's a really nice price. And it's a great thing to get for yourself too, particularly if you're going to be entertaining.
I love that idea. And what an elegant treat to go in there and get your own paper towel, because I do like having my own paper towel.
I know. I do feel a little bad about the landfill situation, but it's not going to happen all the time. It's a party.
It's biodegradable. What can I say? You know, the thing I really try to avoid is the plastic. This one seems like it's boring, but it's not.
Wait a minute. I think I've gone to movies where people said that. Okay. And it was boring.
Well, the reason I say that is because, okay, well, all right, it's not as exciting as these other things. However, it's a classic thing that I think would appeal to anybody, and I think everybody needs at least one of these in their house. How's that?
Oh, I am on the edge of my seat.
Okay, so it's a green glass demijohn bottle. So this is about a 15-inch tall bottle. Shut up. That's a little...
Wait a minute, you're not allowed to say
I
shut
sensed
up.
it coming from you.
Pipe down,
so it's a little...
Kelly.
All right.
Wait, your turn, Kelly.
So it's a little bit, it's wide. It's wider than a typical bottle that you might drink soda out of, but it's got the narrow top. So I think these are great to have and they work with any kind of design. You can set one of these out if you have a kind of more of a modern look, or if you have more of a traditional look. You know how you and I like to have something classic like that and just kind of change the look based on the season.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a classic piece. Anybody who loves decor would love something like that.
Well, I just have one more. It's a Marrakesh tray. This is an inlaid tray. It's kind of blue and cream. I just thought it was really pretty and would be so nice just sitting out on your table and just kind of put a few little things in there. It's 13 inches by 17 inches. We talk about the value of a tray. It's wonderful to corral things. You can also use it to serve with. It's just very multifunctional, and I think this one's very unique and beautiful. So I think this would be a welcome addition to about any home.
All right. I think we've really covered it for the decor lovers. What's our DTT divine?
I thought today we would talk about the term vitrine.
Not latrine.
No.
Because I think we all got that. Okay.
Yes. Well, I would not be choosing a word like latrine. So I think we both know that. This is a French word, and it refers to a china or curio cabinet with a glass front. And, it's a term that's been used typically for an antique, but you could use the term for a newer piece. So this is going to be a piece that's tall and thin, because if it's a wider piece, so it's not wide like a break front, which was one of our other DTT defined. So this is going to be more of a tall, narrow piece.
I think I've heard that word, but I had no idea what it meant.
It's so interesting because so many of these design works, like in fashion, they're French words that now we use in English. So, yeah. So I thought it was a nice term to know.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfast, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
So what's your crush?
Oh, right. So this I have not visited. Now, normally when I do a crush, I either have it or I've been there or I read it or something. But it's on my list, and I did visit it online. And I thought that everybody should know about it because we do have a lot of listeners in the UK, and we have a lot of people that may travel there in the years to come. Or if you'd like to check it out online, they have a catalog of classes or different exhibits that you can experience online. So it's the Garden Museum of London.
Oh, wow.
I'd never heard of it. I was listening to one of my gardening podcasts that I really enjoy, and the woman that has the podcast was interviewing the fellow who runs the museum. And it was a very interesting beginning. It was, I believe, an old church that was going to be demolished. And this couple decided they had to save the church, and they weren't saving it to become the Garden Museum of London. They saved it for some other purpose, but over the years, it's morphed into this garden museum. And I don't really think there are garden museums, right? So, because you think if it's a garden, you go to a garden, a botanical garden, arboretum, something like that. But this is a very interesting concept, and it's right in the heart of London. So check it out online. The link will be in the show notes. They have some interesting exhibits right now that, as I said, you can experience online. And of course, if you have the opportunity to be in London, you can go visit and see what's going on in person.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. And I just had lunch with a friend of mine who just moved back from London.
Maybe she's visited. You'll have to ask her next time you see her.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her. Well, my crush is something that I have not bought yet, but I'm thinking about this as a gift for Evie, who does not listen to this podcast. So I'm totally safe saying this.
We're safe.
But it's a baking dish that's kind of cream and a pink floral. So it's just kind of a little more, kind of a chintzy looking baking dish. But the thing I'm liking about this newer style baking dish I'm seeing is that this one has a lid, but it's a flat lid. Because, it seems like most of the time either there isn't a lid, so when you put it in the refrigerator, you can't put anything on top, or there is a lid and it's domed and it has the handle. So again, you can't stack them, but this is a flat lid, so you could stack something on top of this when it's in the refrigerator. And I think you could use a lid on it when you're baking if you wanted to, but I would be very careful that it doesn't slide off because, I can't really tell how well it seats there in place or if it would just slide. But it's really charming, and I think it's a 10 by 6 and less than $30.
You better get on it before everybody listens to this.
And do remember to check out Vodacast, the new podcast player, where you can actually see images of what we're talking about as you're listening to the podcast.
Today was so much fun. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I hope that we've helped you cross some people off your list in a good way. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Want to talk to us? Well, we really want to talk to you. So let's schedule a design consult. Anita and I are here to give you individualized, actionable advice on how to create the beautiful home you want and deserve. It's so easy to schedule a design consult with us. Simply click the link in the show notes or head to decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. When we talk to you on the scheduled time, we will be ready with so many great tips, advice, and yes, tricks. So sign up today for a design consult. We can't wait to talk to you.